Hello crypto geeks and welcome to another video, and today I'm discussing a kind of serious topic that involves every single person up to probably the age of 40 to 50 years old. And really we're in a crisis right now in the housing market, and every single person that I've spoken to within this age category that doesn't own a house is at a loss and complete devastation in terms of ever owning property. And the reason is because the price of property has become so unreachable for so many of us, myself included, that it feels like a dream that you can never reach. Right now, if you look at news articles on prices of homes globally, they're at an all-time high. In fact, homes across the world, from Canada, United States, New Zealand, Australia, throughout Europe, and so on, as selling at hundreds of thousands over asking. In fact, I'm going to talk about my own country where I reside in Canada. In Vancouver, one of the main places in Canada, homes that are listed for 1.2 million are selling for 2.5. Who can afford those prices? It's just completely unreachable. In fact, if you think about it, I mean, anybody that holds a decent job, a new graduate usually starts at $40,000 to $50,000, but it might need to reach a professional level in your career and you're making $100,000, which is a huge amount of money. It's hard. Not many jobs can offer you that big of a salary, but $100,000 to buy a decent home in Vancouver, for example, you're looking at $2 to $3 million, which means you have to work for literally 30 years, not spend a dime, and that's the only way you can afford a home. But what is actually happening and what can you do? And I know, a lot of people are afraid of crypto. I'm going to link crypto to this. The only real way, in my opinion, from my own experience, to actually be able to own a home, if you don't already own one, is to invest. But what do you invest in that's going to give you the opportunity to actually be able to own a house? And this is a real important question because the way that the home prices are going up right now, they're going up at a rate that not many investments can actually grow as quick as. Let me tell you a bit of an example. If the price of homes is grown by 10%, and actually I have some statistics for you and I'll show you exactly how much they're growing at right now. So this is the list of the highest growing in terms of percentages. And now, I don't know, I think right now, this is up to 2020, but right now the list has grown. And it's not any cheaper. I know in Canada, it would probably be up there on that list if this was an updated 2021 list. But let's talk about the countries on here, and I'm going to focus on some countries that I'm a bit familiar with. I guess the United States at 10% growth, and Turkey at 30, New Zealand at about 18, and I think Canada is sitting. I think it's a little bit higher than the United States. So the growth rate's at 10%. Now you can imagine your investment, whatever money you need to put in, has to grow at more than 10% for you to be able to afford a home. So if you think you can afford right now, for example, the house is $3 million, and you, again, don't spend a dime for 30 years, and you go after 30 years with $3 million to buy a house, you're not going to be able to because the houses are growing at 10%. So by that time, homes are probably $7 or $8 million, so you still can't afford it. So your investment, whatever you invest in, needs to grow at a higher rate than what the growth rate of the homes. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a bubble, and we're just going to neglect that for a little bit. We'll talk about this, and then I'll tell you. There is a bit of a theory that I have in my mind, but let's look at the stock market right now, right? So you say, you know what, crypto is a risky industry. I'm going to invest in the stock market, and that's safer for me. Let me tell you here. Let me show you the great growth rate of the stock market. On average, the stock market grows at 10 to 11%. So really, all you're doing when you're investing in the stock market is you're catching up. You're not growing your money in reality. All you're doing is your money is being maintained at the same level that the home growth prices are at. So there's no benefit in that. But I'll add something on top of it. Right now, why are the homes growing so quick? And maybe this is a point we should stop at before we continue on with this video. It's because of inflation. Why is there such big inflation? And inflation had been the case before all of this, but right now it's at all-time highs. And you can sell here, North Korea. This is a global problem. Even Canada and the United States, we're seeing prices of things just fly through the roof. In fact, again, homes are not affordable. So let's say you have $100,000 or $300,000 cash. You can afford to buy a house. The prices of cars right now, all time. So we're talking used cars primarily here. So right now, used cars are getting really, really expensive. And it's because, a lot of the factories, again, you've been reading about the chip shortage, the microchips that they use in the car. There's a big shortage and there's not enough being produced. So they're not able to release as many new cars, which is causing up a hike in the price of cars. The price of appliances, daily home appliances, washers, dryers, fridges, everything has gone up again because of the shortage in microchips. So everything as a whole is going up. Even the prices of food and regular day-to-day items has gone up, which is causing inflation. Now, keep in mind something here. The reason they're going up is because people are still buying them, which means people can afford it. And why can people afford it? Because governments are pumping insane amounts of money without thinking. Because their whole thought right now is we need to give people money so they can spend it so that the companies can have more money, which means they can produce, right? And we try to save jobs that way. But what that does, and so in the US, there's just a $6 trillion budget. A new budget that was released as a stimulus. And I know in Canada, there was the largest in history stimulus package, and they were giving away $2,000 to whoever called on the phone with their social insurance and lost their job, and people got like 3 checks at the same time. A lot of countries are doing that. I know the United Kingdom, Australia, a lot of countries are giving people a ton of money. And unfortunately, without that money being allocated correctly and without managing it correctly, by just giving people money, what that does is it actually just makes overprices everything. So imagine you're a 22-year-old and you suddenly got $10,000 from the government for whatever reason over a span of 3 months. You didn't work for that money. You just got the money. And you've always dreamed of owning a nice car, let's say a Corvette. And you see a used Corvette. It was $5,000 before, and now somebody listed it for $7,000. And you had $10,000 in your pocket ready to go. What do? You say, I'll pay you the $7,000. But then another person also, similar to you, another young guy that loves that Corvette, does the same thing, and he goes to buy the Corvette from the used car from the person selling it. So then you start bidding each other, and you say, I'll pay you my entire $10,000. You go buy this Corvette. And now, the next person that goes to buy, or when you go to sell it, you're going to want $11,000. So, for no reason, it's just because people have so much money at once that they're not afraid to spend it. What they're forgetting is that this money is being given to you to help and promote the economy. Because after this crash, or after that, you get this chunk of money and you spend it, you're not going to have a job for a while. How do you pay your rent then? How do you pay your mortgage? If you have car payments, how do you pay your car payments? But people tend to forget that, right? We're very short-term sighted. A lot of us, I guess. So, and that's what's causing the big inflation. And this inflation is impacting houses. Now, a lot of even rich people that have a lot of money, are seeing the value of money go down because of inflation. So what do you put your money in to try and protect it? Generally speaking, you put it in assets. So you put it in property, you put it in physical assets, so they end up going and buying homes at 10 times the price, right? Now, this is a big problem because what's happening is locals within the country are not able now to afford it. And there's the major problem I know in some of the cities around where I reside is investors are coming from out of the country and buying those homes, and that's marking up the prices and creating a huge bidding war and making the people that live in the cities unable to afford the homes. But let's get back to what we were talking about. So you put your money in the stock market to try and up your interest and make more money so you can buy a house. But what's actually happening here is you're never catching up. All you're doing is your money is moving at the same rate that the price of the house is. Now, I know people hate the crypto market because it's a new market and there's a lot of stupid coins and a lot of people dominating and manipulating with the market. But there's something positive about crypto. And it's generally positive about, it's good about with gold and other metals that help protect value. But you have to understand that people invest. So everybody that's worried about their money puts it into an investment. So right now, if I have $10,000, guys, okay, or even $30,000, or even $100,000, I have $100,000, guys, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to buy a house. Can I buy a house with $100,000? Can I put a good down payment on a $3 million home with $100,000? I can't. And even if I could put that as a down payment, I can't afford the mortgage. So a house is out of the picture. Can I buy a car with $100,000? Maybe I could. It's going to last me, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. Or I could buy a used car, pay a little bit, maybe $10,000. Still have $90,000. What do I put my money into? It's not a good time to start a business. We were in the middle of a pandemic. Right now it's still kind of slow. There's a lot of unknowingness as to what, how the world's going to proceed further. Restaurants are afraid to start up because they don't know what the schooling system is going to look like. I mean, I was working from an office. Now I work from home. So I don't need to go into a restaurant. I was going to a restaurant every single day, eating lunch. I was grabbing my coffee on the way. I was filling my car with gas. I'm working from home now, so I don't need to do any of that. So where do I put my money? And a lot of people are having to invest it because there's nothing else they can do with this money. So what they invested in is they invested generally into either the stock market or the crypto market. And that's why you're seeing a huge climb in those two industries. You're seeing a lot more, investors have gone into the crypto and the stock market. And that's why there's apps that you can buy on, and because they're seeing a big market for that and a big demand for that. So you go into the crypto market, and now one of two things can happen. Okay? Either your investment goes up and starts to grow, and crypto is seen doubling. I mean, I put some money into it and it's like doubled already. But regardless of what I've put in and how much money I've made, you think to yourself, okay, I put it. Let's say that my money gets doubled, or I lose half my money. Let's say you lose half your money. What would that signify? Or let's say we go into a bear market. You always hear a bear market, basically in the crypto lingo, means that the market is starting to go down, and it's a consistent go down. When will we enter a bear market? You can ask, there's a lot of videos out there, but generally what people will tell you, we'll go into a bear market when people are so in need of their money that they're pulling it out. And everybody feels like they need their money because of an economic crisis. So this is good. Why is it good? Because if everybody's pulling their money because we're in an economic crisis, guess what they're also not doing? They're also not paying their mortgage. Which means what to the housing market, guys? It means the housing market crash. And this is what happened back, I believe, in 2009, if I'm remembering, when a lot of the automotive car companies in the United States declared bankruptcy and a lot of factories closed down and so on. The housing market just collapsed, crashed. And homes that were once selling for $200,000 were selling for like $50,000, but because nobody could pay their mortgage. So if your money goes down in the crypto industry or in the crypto market, that means the prices of homes have gone down, which means whatever you have left from your money, you'll be able to do more within the housing market. But if the housing market is booming and the inflation continues to grow, then guess what? The crypto market is protecting you from inflation as it's going up with the price of homes. What do you think people are going to do when they see $6 trillion of money out all of a sudden? They're going to see that their money can't do anything, which means what? They're going to do what their money can. They're going to do with their money whatever they can in terms of an investment. So if you have your money, it's sitting there and you're seeing every single day it's going down by what? 10%, right? I think that I've seen in Canada, I know the inflation rate was like at an all-time high of about 5%. So every single year, you're losing $5 from your $100. So what do? In 10 years, you lost half your money. You put it into something that's going to grow. And you don't have too many options, unfortunately, in the world we're living in today. It's either the stock market or the crypto market in terms of investments. So people end up going into one of the two. And I showed you the growth rates of the crypto, of the stock market. But the crypto market, the growth rates are enormously higher. And again, I will signal this. I'm not saying that the crypto market by any means is a protected market and it's safe and we won't lose any money. Not at all. You might lose all your money. But my point is, if the market goes down, then what will happen is that means that everything is cheaper, which means a collapse in, or a crash in the economy, or whatever you want to call it, recession. But again, your money is going to be able to buy more. And if it goes up, it's going to go up higher. You know, if there's a lot of inflation, the price keeps going up, then your profit is going to be magnified, 10 times in the crypto industry. And not like the crypto industry is not like what it was years ago, where there wasn't any regulation. Right now, the crypto market is relatively regulated. I mean, there's still some countries, the United States, there's still a bit of clarity that's missing there. But remember, it's being taxed right now, which means it's being recognized. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, there's a lot of people that are trying to doubt crypto. When you see something being taxed, that means it's already been accepted. Like the European Union is taxing it. You just recently there was a report from the European Union, the financial section from them, but they were talking about, they're saying any country that chooses not to get a digital currency is going to go through massive losses economically. So a lot of the world is recognizing that crypto exists and it's already here. There's no longer fighting it. We just have to control it. And so it's not going to go away anytime soon. I'm not promoting you to get a particular crypto other than another. Just, I always tell everybody that's watching my channel is you go for utility. You go for coins that have a purpose. I mean, you whether you choose to go with Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or XRP. I mean, I've invested a lot into XRP. It's just my personal preference. I see a lot of what they're doing matching what I think will benefit me, and it just meets my vision. But you go for the crypto that you think is beneficial for you. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just a regular guy trying to give you sort of my insight. And you always have to do your own research and make your own investments, because if you lose money, you lose your own money. You're gonna have no one to blame really but yourself. But you have to think about what's happening, because everything in life requires planning. And if you wait until the last minute, you've missed out. Look at I have brought this up in a lot of my other videos, but look at the millionaires and billionaires of today's world. They're all ITs. I mean, you look at Bill Gates, you look at Steve Jobs, you look at, Amazon. Most of the industry of the world right now is based around technology. And technology didn't exist, if you think, too long ago. And it was because, why did they succeed? Because they planned. They seen what others were not able to see. Or picked up on things that might have already been there, but nobody really cared for them. And this is the time of, of transition. We're heading towards a crypto world, or a digital world, digital currency world. And some people are going to miss out. And I just hope that you are not, if you're watching this video, you're not one of those people that miss out. I've seen so many videos over the last couple of days of people saying, buy Bitcoin, it's only $1, god damn it, buy it, spend at least $1 for Bitcoin. Just, you'll thank me later, spend $1. And this is when Bitcoin was $15 and $20. And you know what? No one listened to them, but maybe we should have. I wish I was seeing those videos. I might have. I mean, I wasn't a techie maybe back then. I'm still not a techie, but sometimes it's important to listen and sort of see what's happening around you in the world and help evaluate, the decision you choose to make for your future. With that, I'm going to end my video. I know it took a bit of time from you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you click that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this content and you want to stay posted. And make sure your notifications are on. Thank you guys again for watching, and see you in the next one.